Okay guys, as promised, another EcoBoost cab R&R for BD exhaust manifolds. Promised I would try to do better at recording it. So step one, obviously start sucking the AC out since it's the longest process. Gonna drain the coolant next, but while I was up here, take the little air box off and the Y splitter. So next we're gonna start undoing some of the electrical connectors and all the stuff on this side. Biggest piece of advice for anybody is pay attention to the way that the AC line routes. The newer ones seem to be even more of a mess, but your worst part in my opinion is just some of the wire routing. But we're gonna pull that one next, and then we'll probably get this air box itself out of the way and we'll come back. To BS with a buddy for a minute, so I was working away and talking, but obviously you got your ABS connection here, brake booster, the air box is out of the way, a couple connectors here. They usually bolt up to here. I just kind of fed them down underneath there. Undo the steering shaft, undo the brake booster. So you got this ground right here. It goes up here. So obviously, depending on what year you have, different generations, some of this information is different, but for the most part, you guys get the idea. So coolant straining on this one, it happens to be on the driver's side. Some of them are over here on the passenger side, but pull the batteries out. Now I'm getting to this side. A couple more grounds, a couple more plugs. Already did the cap bolts. That was the first thing I did. Went through down underneath there. Trying something a little different with this cap pull, and actually picked it up on jack stands. One of my biggest complaints with F150s is how low they are, but if you have a mini ductor, it makes it a lot easier. F150s, if you do spin a cage nut, you're in for a nightmare because there's no plug in the floor. Ford does have a printout template. You can pull the seats out and drill a hole and do it that way, but if you can avoid it, it's a lot better. So this side's just about done. Got the radiator hose here. You can see Ford already did an overlay at one point, but pull the radiator hose, get the trans lines, and then start over on that side. So doing the old final once over, making sure all the cap bolts are undone. Obviously AC line, not AC, park brake cable, it's done and out of the way. And cab bolt, got the shifter that's up into here. There's a little clip that'll hold it into place, but make sure you pull that one out. You have a ground over here, 3 more cap bolts here, and then this is something new again that I just tried on this truck, putting it up a little higher, which actually makes it a lot nicer. But underneath here you have your 2 trans lines, which you can see they take a special tool. I mean, special to the public, but if you're an automotive mechanic, you most likely have a set. But then one's there. You got 2 more cap bolts tucked up in the front. Radiator hose, top and bottom, all that's done. So we're gonna start lifting it up. Usually I stick these right inside here, so I'm picking up off the floor rather than the pinch weld. They have automatic steps, obviously. That motor's in the way, so you gotta go here, get it right there on the pinch weld where it's strongest. Same thing back here, line it up onto the solid spot of the pinch weld, so where you have. Couldn't really record it going up most of the way, but doing a final check, which I'm pretty sure if anything's stuck by now, it's gonna be a major problem. But I mean, really nothing super crazy to it. If you're a Ford mechanic that's been around the 6.0s, 6.4s, 6.7s, obviously you're you're probably on the same page as me that pulling the cab makes life 100 times easier. It's well worth a little bit of extra time you spend. And the way I've always looked at it, back before pulling cabs was super popular across all 3 brands. Really, it went down the assembly line just like this, and the cab came on after and hooked it up. There's no reason why you can't take it back apart. So anyway, that's the gist of pulling an EcoBoost cab. I think this is 2016, but they're all pretty close to the same. A few minor differences.